This is broadcast in United States only, or
United
not
States.
India? No, not India.
Yes. Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas, and it is a great occasion to be talking to someone who has helped many people in finding the right way towards connecting with themselves. There are so many questions that we face on day-to-day basis, and many questions are very, very important, but we ignore them because we don't have time, we don't have space that would allow us to look within. And there comes Swami Bodhananda Saraswati ji, who has founded Sambodh Foundation, which has many centers in India, with the headquarters being in Trivandrum, and then the Sambodh Society also is under his patronage. He's chairman of, which is situated at Kalamazoo, Michigan, but it has 24 centers in various cities of America. With that detail, let me have the joy and pleasure of welcoming Swami Bodhananda Saraswati ji to ITV studio here in New York. Namaskar.
Thank you, Ashok.
Swamiji, you carry a sense of calmness with you, and which is very difficult because people are either waiting for something to happen, or they feel that which has not happened, why it didn't happen. So how do you maintain this sense of equanimity of mind?
I maintain the equanimity of mind by being comfortable with myself. What I am, who I am, and what I am is, according to my conviction, is I'm a happy being, I'm a happy person, and I lack nothing. And once you have that conviction that you lack nothing, you're a complete being, then you become calm, quiet. And quietly you can go about doing whatever you're supposed to do. And I also know that nothing new happens in the world. It is the same thing recycled again and again and again. So this craze for newness is because of your own insecurity. And when you are secure within yourself, you are able to appreciate things for their true value, not the value that you impose on them. So the secret of my quietude is that I am comfortable with myself, whatever I am.
So let's go with two points that came through your, call it explanation or sharing the understanding. So one, you said, I lack nothing. And let's probe, and I believe you want everyone to probably reach to the state where they feel that I lack nothing. And then they say, this is fine, it's a philosophical thing, man, but I need this N number of dollars to take care of this, that need. And right there, they start going away from what you're saying. They say, I lack nothing. Maybe it is good if you are renunciate, but for a grasthi, you always need something more to happen or to acquire, so you always lack. Now, when you say I lack nothing, where are you coming from?
You see, I separate the human pursuit into two categories. We all are seeking something all the time. So I separate our pursuit into two categories. One for comforts, the other for happiness. And for comfort, we have to work to produce goods and services so that in the midst of them we feel comfortable. We have a roof over our head. If we feel cold, we can wrap with a woolen. And if we are hungry, food, thirsty, water. So those give us comfort. But beyond the limit, they become meaningless for us. How much food do we need? How many homes we need? So the other pursuit is for happiness. And people mix up these two pursuits. People think you will be happy when you have all the comforts. But the truth is, we may not be happy in the midst of comfort. We can be comfortably unhappy. That is the situation we are going through now. So we, from our investigation, studies and discussions, we came to this conclusion that for happiness you have to meditate, you have to go inward. For comfort you have to interact with the world and change the world according to your needs, within the limitation of resources. So these two pursuits are to be distinguished, and we call that Viveka Buddhi, an ability to distinguish between comforts or pleasures and happiness. For comfort you work, for happiness you meditate. So we have to lead a meditative, reflective life. Then you can be comfortably happy.
So you have simplified it, and I think many of us can appreciate two sides, comfort and happiness. And I repeat, he says that for comforts you have to work, and for happiness you have to meditate. Now many people think that once I have attained certain level of comforts, then probably I'll think about meditating. You come across people who think like that?
Yeah, people think like that. They think that serially, first I work hard, make a lot of money, then retire, and then meditate. But in the process of working hard and making money and acquiring power and pleasures, you lose the capacity to meditate. Because a lot of tension comes. You have a heart problem, blood pressure problem, sugar problem. Because of all these problems, by the time you have made your billions or millions, you become a totally sick person, totally disintegrated person. So meditation is not possible. Not only that, to work hard, you need energy, a calm mind. Otherwise, you get easily tired and exhausted and confused. So even to work hard, you should practice meditation. So I would recommend a life where you meditate and work. In fact, work itself can become a meditation.
So work itself can become a meditation. Sounds very good and too good to be true sometimes, because this is the work and the kind of commitments that you have lined up for your day, which prevents you from getting into that space which is referred to as meditation. And you feel that as soon as you get up, you might start thinking about what are you going to do in this meeting, or how are you going to handle so many commitments which are which requires your attention in certain span of time. So how would you say you can help someone in being able to meditate in spite of hectic pace of life and constantly active mind?
My experience said our brain has the capacity to focus on a piece of work and at the same time keep the mind quiet and get access to a deeper level of energy, which we call the spirit. So the brain has the capacity. We don't use that. We use only 5% of the brain capacity. So meditation is not opposed to activity. Meditation only enhances activity. So you become a better performer, better worker, if you start your day with the meditation. And in between, sprinkle your day with the meditation. So meditation means sit quiet for a while, take a deep breath, and then watch your mind, and then move on.
Just a thought, Swami, we used to think, or rather, let me say it in some other way. We think that when sages come, Swamijis, they are encouraging us to work towards realizing God. And the way we are talking about meditation, we haven't referred about the presence of God or the need to be one with God. And then the question of the form and formless would also come. So to bring back in simple words, meditation and the concept of God, is that clarity kind of...
God is, apart from a word, God is a spirit that animates each one of us. So there is a spirit which we call consciousness. or awareness, which is very deep within us, in the presence of which we are able to entertain our thoughts, our feelings, and we are able to interact with the world. It's all possible because of the presence of the Spirit in us. That Spirit is called God. And our project is to activate that Spirit as we interact with the world, which is God realization.
So now, talking about the certain small tips that might help someone who has never ever found himself actually meditating, and they feel that this is for some other kind of people, it's not for me. So do you think you need certain type of personalities which can meditate and it's not for all?
It is for all, because all of us enjoy that Spirit in us. We are a combination of body, mind, a spirit. A spirit, I will say, awareness. That's the meaning of spirit. So all of us are capable of meditation and have to meditate. And the world is going toward that state because we are now knowledge workers. We work with our brain, our mind, not with our hands and muscles. More and more, it is knowledge society. So in knowledge society, meditation becomes very, very important. And you have the time too, because you are sitting in an office, or you are driving, or you are meeting and discussing with the people. So in that environment, meditation becomes very, very important. And it doesn't take time. You have to only sit down quietly and then take a deep breath and watch what is going on in the theater of your mind. And which we can do. While I'm talking, I am thinking of what is going on. I am watching what is going on in my mind. So I am meditating now. You are meditating because you are focusing on what I am saying. You are focusing on what you should say next. So we all can enjoy meditation all the 24 hours and calmly face our problem, so that we can marshal all your capacities toward the solution of a problem. It is possible. First of all, let us believe it is possible. It is necessary. Otherwise, we will go crazy because enormous information that is banging on us. We need a way of processing all those information. Otherwise, this computer will crash.
And talking about computer crash, comparing with what you have seen in India, and as since last 15 years or so, you have been helping people here in America, do you see certain distinct differences between the kind of problems that we as human beings are encountering in this part of the world and that part of the world?
True. In India, our problem is poverty, corruption, lack of organization, lack of planning, lack of long-term thinking. That's our problem. Our problem is more materialistic, economic, political. Whereas here, the problem of the lack of purpose, meaninglessness. And because of lack of purpose and meaninglessness, the zest for life is missing. It's all pleasure, no depth. So the society is becoming aimless. Children are confused, young people are confused. They have no motivation. And so here it's a spiritual crisis. There it is an economic crisis in India.
When you say lack of purpose, and we go back to India, then connecting with our earlier reference of comfort and happiness. So in India, many times the purpose is limited to acquiring comforts or having access to...
It is coming. One sad thing in India is not able to dovetail their ancient values of meditation and yoga and spirituality with the materialistic ideas of richness and comfort and research and roads and airports and then all that. So we need a deep thinking, and this environmental awareness lead us towards that. So we know that the modern progress leads to environmental problems. So how do we put all these things together? We have to progress, Our people are in India are in poverty. Poverty is a big issue. Corruption is a big issue. So how do we redefine the idea of development? How we make it inclusive, sustainable, environment friendly, green, and there meditation comes, spirituality comes, yoga comes, sharing of resources. So India has an opportunity now because China is blindly following America. India is still resisting. So India is on the cusp of history where what India decides will be the future of the world. 1.2 billion people, how they resolve their problem will be the future.
When you say that, I'm reminded of the present Prime Minister of India, and I don't know where you see the relationship between spirituality and politics. We have seen a lot of discussion where the way Prime Minister is talking, and also as he comes from Kashi, he promised that he wants to make that as a spiritual capital of the world.
So Narendra Modi is making waves in India and the world also. And he brings a certain skill set which was not there in the Indian Prime Ministers. He is deeply rooted in the Indian tradition. He is committed to that. And he grew rooted in that tradition. And at the same time, he's a modern person. He talks about development, he talks about skills and scale and speed and then all those things. So here I find a person who was capable of combining Indian spirituality, Indian tradition and the modern values. And I see a lot of promise in this person. This person is a man of the future.
So this man of the future is also connecting with America and connecting with that moment where you became clear about your calling, when you felt that the routine path of making money, earning and living is not for me. How you became aware of that inner calling?
It is something which is maybe built in me, in my psyche or my genetic code structure, because as far as I can remember, I have been fascinated by the idea of the transcendent. Though I was not using that word, a certain calling toward the higher was always there. So that's why I was not, though I have a good college education, university education, I was not tempted by a job or a marriage or, routine life. I've always thought that there is something more to do. So then I had a good opportunity of studying with some of the great Mahatmas of India. I had the good fortune to sit at their feet and imbibe this knowledge. And I was a very restless young man, very restless, gone through all philosophies, all movements and all that. And finally I came to Vedanta, and it gave me deep satisfaction. And thereafter I thought I must share whatever gave me peace, I must share with all people.
So when you started sharing, and I bring you back to America, how people have responded to your message or teachings of Vedanta?
Actually, most of my workers are Americans. People who work for me are Americans and white Americans. Indians gives donation, but they don't take interest in studies. It's American who serious, they take time off, they say it, they take notes, they are seriously practicing what we are saying. You must be knowing 7% of Americans practice yoga. And Vedanta seems to be a message which the multicultural America is accepting now. America is becoming a multicultural society. And America is inviting the best from all over the world. So for them, for their spiritual aspiration can be met only by Vedanta, not by the sectarian denominational religions.
So Swami Vivekananda also came and shared the message of Vedanta. If you were to summarize what Vedanta is? What
Vedanta says man is essentially a divine being. There's a divine center in all of us. A center which is pure, which is divine, which is blissful, which is intelligence, and that divinity is to be manifested in your interactions. Whether you are a professor or a plumber or a brain surgeon or a barber, through your work, interactive work, productive work, you must unfold that divinity, that power. That's the message of Vedanta.
So unfolding the divinity within, and as we have very few minutes left with Swami
Bodhananda
Saraswati ji. Sambodh is the organization's name that he has founded. While you are overlooking or inspiring 24 centers here and a couple of centers in India, that itself is a lot of work that demands your attention. And when we have things that demand our attention, we get into that state of stress sometimes, because we feel, oh, this is not happening, I am trying so much, yet it is not the perfection which I have managed to achieve. So tell me your way of staying away from stress and yet doing so much, and any suggestion that you have for us.
My belief is you can never be perfect in action. Action is always imperfect. Action can be only optimal. So do your best and leave the rest to the cosmic intelligence. Because it's the cosmic intelligence which functions through all of us. So my message is, don't look for perfection. Perfection is madness. Perfection is inaction. Perfection is an escapism.
Some people say that you use this as an excuse to sort of pamper your laziness.
Yes. That's what I say. The craze for perfection is laziness. It is only hiding behind the idea of perfection. You don't do anything. So do what you can, because action is always messy. It is a work in progress. And so you do your best, be sincere, and be calm, because when you're calm, you can pull out the best responses. If you're agitated, disturbed, then you don't realize your optimal potentiality.
The use of the word calm is dripping when Swami Bodhananda Saraswati says, stay calm. And as we are about to wind up this conversation, Swami, one question which goes towards your personal path of realizing yourself. Any moment that you feel was optimum in or very intense in terms of feeling very happy?
There is a moment, aha moment I had. Maybe first time when I had the aha moment was when I saw the Himalayas. I was hardly 20 at that time. I just went with a few of my friends to Himalayas, and it was an eye-opener to me. It was something so overwhelming to me. My spirit came through my nose, I should say. My hair stood on their end. And I was stunned to see. I got transported into a different realm of consciousness without my knowledge. And that gave me an insight. There is something more in life. And then when I studied the scriptures, the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, some of the statement there is so inspiring. It is so inspiring. It can kick you out of your little self and transport you. And then I discuss these ideas with people. It gives me aha moment. So now every moment is an aha moment for me.
Wow. So that is the aha moment, and Swamiji has been very kind in giving us the secret. So if we want to experience that aha moment, probably going for the darshan of Himalayas is one palpable way. And what is it that makes it happen? For that, probably scriptures have helped him, and then he has shared that through his lectures, through his workshops, and is continuously doing that. And in that series, He happens to be in New York and very kindly agreed to join us here at ITO Studio. I appreciate your presence, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ashok. Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me.
So thanking Swami Bodhananda Saraswati and thanking all of you for being with us. This is Ashok Vyas.